Hello my friends, Paul here in the RoJoBe Music Workshop and welcome to part 6 of the Banjolele build project. So in the previous episode I was trying to spray paint the necks and it was going okay, just not great. So I've been doing a little bit of research and watching countless YouTube videos on airbrushing, because obviously it's not something I've done before. I don't know a great deal about it. I know the principle, but it turned out I was doing one or two things wrong. First of all, I had the airbrush gun. Is it called a gun? Not quite set up right. There's a couple of adjuster screws in there which were not at the right setting, and also I'm pretty sure that I had the paint too thin, too watered down. So I've mixed up a new batch, a little bit thicker. And as I said, I had a couple of the adjuster screws on the gun itself, not quite at the right setting. So now I've figured out what that should be. And also, I should have done this research before I started to use the thing, really. But I haven't got it to hand, but basically on the top you've got the little trigger that you press down for air and then pull back for paint. So the way you're supposed to use them is you press down first to get the air flowing, and then you pull the trigger back to get the paint flowing. And then when you want to stop, you release the trigger forward and then up. Otherwise, if you just release it straight away, paint will clog up in the nozzle, and then when you try to use it again, if it's dried a little bit, it clogs and it just doesn't work properly. So, like I said, I should have done this research before, but I just thought, how hard can it be? But you have got to do it right. So I'm going to attempt that again later, off camera. I mean, you've seen me doing it, and so it was going fairly well. It's partially done. It still needs 2 or 3 more coats. This one, and perhaps the other one or two more coats. Obviously, sanding in between. I know about all that. So hopefully, when I get back to it, it will go a bit better. Okay. So what I want to do today, today incidentally is the 9th of January, first day back at work. Yay! Not a particularly busy day to start with, so that's all right. So what I want to do next is this. So this one, as you can see, obviously, is already done. So what this is, it's a guitar strap. I'm not going to say an old guitar strap because it was a brand new guitar strap. But I'd had it in the shop for ages and, no one bought it. So I thought it's a really nice pattern for putting around the outside of the Banjolele body. And as you can see, this one I've already done. Obviously leave the cutout for where the neck goes. So I want to do the same to the other one. Okay. Another thing I want to show you quickly, let me repeat that. Another thing I want to show you quickly is this one that I've got this on the outside of. I've also oiled the top. So this one isn't oiled. So if you see the comparison, I mean, it's the exact same wood. It's from the same piece of wood, or ply really. But you can see the difference of not oiled and oiled. Really, it's quite a plain sort of grain, but it's quite good quality ply. This one, it's not the horrible, cheap, nasty stuff. This is fairly good quality. But if you look at that one, it's got a bit of a stain in the middle. I think that might be oil. You can just about see the grain pattern on it. But when you put the oil on, it really releases that grain. Release it. It makes it pop. Looks really nice. So I've got ahead of myself a little bit there. I shouldn't have done it at this stage really, but I just wanted to see what it looked like. So before and after. Right, so for putting this on, it's pretty simple really. If I knock that ruler down one more time, I'm going to throw it in the bin. Got a little hook on the leg of my bench that hang all my rulers and straight edge on. Keep knocking them off. Okay, so let me just get the camera set up so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, let me just down a bit. I'll zoom in a bit, but not too much. Okay. So, it's, as I said, right, that's that ruler knocked down again. So, where are you? Okay, so quite a simple procedure. I've already cut this to the right length to go all the way around this body. But obviously, like this one, I will need to leave the cutout for the neck. You can't glue this down. It is glued down, and then glue the neck on top of it. It will not be strong enough. So you've got to, glue wood to wood for anything that's going to be under a lot of tension, like this neck. So what I need to do first is just temporarily attach this X guitar strap, which I'm just going to call a decorative band. So I've got to attach that on the outside. So what I want to do is, first of all, I want to find which is the good side of this. One side might be slightly better than the other. Pretty much the same, really. So starting from where the neck is going to go, I want to put that there, just on the outside of the two screw holes, and then temporarily just staple it on. Okay, so I'm going to need to do this at an angle where I can see what I'm doing properly, because it's got to be straight and in the right place. So I'll just bang one staple in there, and another one there. Okay, I'm just going to gently tap those down with the hammer, make sure they're down nicely, being careful not to destroy all this work. Okay, so then I'll wrap it round without stretching it, but keeping it taut. Wrap it around and then staple the other end down as well. So just make sure it's kind of straightish and lined up. Not that it matters too much at this stage, but just so that I'm not, if it's too sort of wavy, the length isn't going to be right. So I will pull it reasonably taut, but like I said, not stretch it. Okay, looks very good. Just straighten it out there. Hold that in place and have a look all the way around. That seems pretty straight. Okay. So then a couple more staples in this end. It doesn't matter about any holes I'm leaving in there, because that's going to be underneath the neck, which will eventually be permanently secured. Okay, so I've temporarily got the band stapled on there, and now I want to fit the neck. So I've got my two screws here, that one in the bottom, screwdriver. Like I said, this is a simple process, really. It's just a matter of making sure that everything lines up, because the last thing I want is, when I put the neck on permanently, to have a gap where the band, this band end, this band ends, I don't want a gap between the end of that and the side of the neck. I want it to look nice and neat and meet up perfectly. Right, so get the other screw in. Okay, there. Right, so first of all, I'm just going to nip the screws up, not tight, just so that nothing moves, first of all. Okay, so just want to check alignment first. Quite difficult to see actually with this masking tape on here, but I can get it pretty close. Almost there. Yeah, okay. So now I'll tighten those screws down. Okay, so those are nice and tight now. So, I mean, if it was like that, that would look great. But obviously, like I said, I don't want the band underneath the neck. I want good wood-to-wood contact. Okay, so now I'm going to take a scalpel and I'm going to cut along the edge of the neck there, cut the band so that it's exactly the right length and shape. Okay, so I'll turn it slightly towards you so you can see what I'm doing. This is still a fairly good angle for me. So I want to make a nice clean cut, nice and precise, along the edge of that neck. Not cutting too much into the wood if I can help it. Must be almost there. There we go. It's not going very neat. Okay, right, that's one side. Before I cut that other side off, I'm just going to use a Sharpie to put a mark on here so I know which is the inside of this band. See that? Right, so I want to put it in a few places. So I know that this is the inside of the band. Okay, so cut exactly the same on the other side. Almost there again. So is this last bit that doesn't want to cut properly? Right, okay, so now I'll just take a lighter and I'll basically run a flame along the edge because you can see it's a bit frayed. And so just run a lighter flame along the edge of there to seal it so that it doesn't fray. And already you can see it's a lot tidier. Do that other side a little bit more. Don't try this at home. Okay. Just a little bit more. Just want to make sure that's not going to fray at all. Okay, same the other end. Again, you can see, it's starting to fray a little bit. So just melting the end of it. I'm guessing this is nylon or polyester or something. We'll just seal the end of that, stop it fraying and looking untidy. Oh, this light is no good. Good, okay, that's that. Let's get all those bits and pieces out of the way. Now, it would be easier to attach this onto here without the neck on, but leaving the neck on, I know that I will get the edge up to the neck really neatly and tidily. I want to try and get these frayed bits out of the way of the bit that's left underneath the neck. Actually, set fire to it, that's the key. That's not working. I mean, the last time I did actually take the neck off and then take this bit out and then put the neck back on and then glued the band on, but that's a faff, there's no need to do that. Say that, it's a bit of a mess. That's a time. Yeah. The trouble is I don't want these frayed bits that are sticking out sticking to the band, so I am going to have to take it off and get rid of those bits before I do that. I thought I could get away with it, but no. It's got to come out. It's just a bit annoying having to put the neck on, take it off, put it on, take it off, but there you go, such is life. Yeah, it's a bit annoying, but better to do it the right way, even if it takes a little bit longer. Okay, that's the screws out. So I want to now carefully remove these bits. I'm going to take all the staples out first because that band is on there. I'm not going to damage the wood at all, so it's good. Okay. 1, 2, 4. Okay. 3 and 4. Okay, so now I've got to put the neck back on. Oh dear. Not much time. Time out soon, so crack on with this. I was debating whether or not to put these bands on, but it does look quite good. I think it finishes them off nicely and also saves me a bit of extra sanding and all the other work is always handy. I mean, these really are not all that far off from finishing. I think I've got to do this. Still got to paint the necks. I've got to temporarily set it up with the strings and the nut and the bridge. to get those adjusted down. Obviously the action is really, really high. Just there. So once again, check alignment before I tighten those up all the way. Squeeze that just a little bit. Okay, that's it. So, tightening the screws all the way now. Right, I'm also going to need a couple of clamps. That one and that one will do nicely. Okay, so I'm going to put this on with wood glue. I mean, going with this one, it's holding really well. It's completely bonded. So, which is the inside of this? That's the inside. So, I think you can see there. That's a really nice edge. Let's check the other one. Yeah, again, once I've got that secured down, the light, not good. That will look really good. Okay, I might as well start with this side as I'm here. So first of all, I'll put quite a liberal amount of glue on. How much coverage do I want? 100%. But, I mean, I say a liberal amount of glue because it's a big gluing area. But I don't want too much glue because, that's right, I don't want too much squeeze out. But like I said, I want decent coverage, not all over the neck if I can help it. And be careful not to get any glue on my new binding, because that means I'll have to clean it up all over again. I don't want to have to do that. Okay, that looks good. So, let's find the inside of that strap. That's the inside. That goes that way. Right, so I'm going to get a clamp on that end straight away, just to hold that down in place so it doesn't move about. Okay. That's good. And then literally just walk it around, making sure it's nice and straight and even. Move around a bit more. And some more glue. You go anywhere. Okay. It's going rather well. Okay, next up. I don't think you can see what I'm doing that well, but you get the idea. Okay. Just check it's all in alignment because this seems to dry really quickly on here. Okay, it's all good. I'm running out of time. Okay. Right, get another clamp on there. Oh, I'm just about to run out of time. Okay, so that's that put on. Just got to give that time to set up. And we'll move on to the next stage. So, thank you all for watching. We'll see you in the next episode. Peace out.